First on the Fox 61 News at 6, our state is bracing for the extreme heat and humidity just in time for the holiday weekend.
We have live team coverage into the extreme heat. We'll check in with Fox 61's Glenn Kittle and Rachel Piscatelli for just how hot it'll get and what you can do to beat the heat. But we begin with a weather impact alert for extreme heat and humidity on the way today. Good morning to you, and thank you for joining us here on Fox 61. It is 6 o'clock. I'm Symphony Privet.
And I'm Bridget Bjorla. Great to have you here. If you need help escaping the heat, you can dial 211 for a full list of resources. We also have that on our website, fox61.com. But let's send it outside right now to meteorologist Rachel Piscatelli. Rachel, good morning.
Now, let's go outside to the New England Patio and Hearth Outdoor Studio.
Good morning, Bridget. Symphony, as I stepped outside earlier this morning here, you could just feel the humidity and the difference in the air from yesterday. It is very humid outside, and that it's almost that air that you can wear. And we're going to expect limited relief from that humidity. So despite the rain that we got earlier this morning and those thunderstorms, picking up a good amount of rain in a short amount of time in spots, that rain coming to an end this morning, taking a live look out, or rather at our satellite and radar picture this morning, and you'll see that rain really mostly coming to an end. There is some lingering rain showers along the I-95 corridor towards Middlesex and also towards New London County. But for the most part, again, the worst of the rain is behind us. But what's left in its place are those sticky conditions this morning. Temperatures out the door, upper 60s to near 70 degrees. And believe it or not, these morning lows are going to be some of the coolest that we experience in the coming days. Temperatures today getting all the way up into the upper 80s to near 90 degrees along the shoreline. We'll see mid to upper 90s for areas inland. And with that humidity combination, along with the heat and the increase in the sunshine today, it's going to feel like anywhere from 95 to about 105 degrees during that peak of the daytime heating. So we do have extreme heat warnings up for the entire state for today, tomorrow, as well as Friday and Saturday for that extreme heat that is on the way. There's also an opportunity for an isolated storm later on today too. That's something that bears watching, as parts of our state are under a level 1 to 2 risk for severe weather. Otherwise, hot and humid conditions are expected right through the evening and into tomorrow, where it doesn't get much better, and high temperatures for tomorrow topping out anywhere from 100 to 101 degrees for areas inland. We'll talk a little bit more about this in detail coming up in just a bit. As we check in with the roads this morning, now here at 6:02, we are following this one incident on Route 9, so heads up for folks here southbound. As you're approaching exit 4 this morning, there is a one vehicle crash. It doesn't look like there's many delays, or at least any significant delays back behind it, but you may need to slow down a bit as you navigate around this crash. We also have a closure to tell you about this morning in Westport, which is causing quite a bit of a backup here on 95 southbound at exit 18. That off ramp is going to be closed this morning because of a one vehicle crash, and delays are stretching back behind it. Your Fairfield County drive times from Bridgeport into Fairfield around 14 minutes. Trumbull into Westport is around 19. We'll check back in coming up. Over to you.
All right, thank you very much, Rachel. And 6:03 now, an extreme heat warning is in effect across Connecticut as temperatures push into the 90s, possibly even reaching 100 degrees. And officials urge you to take the heat wave seriously and find ways to stay cool. Fox 61's Glenn Kittle is braving the conditions this morning. In Hartford this morning, he has what you need to know. Glenn, we have this extreme weather protocol in effect, so a lot of resources are out there, including cooling centers.
Yeah, good morning. Bridget, Hartford is pulling out all the stops for folks to make sure that they stay cool during this heat wave that we're potentially going to get over the weekend. As Rachel was saying earlier, it's going to feel like 110 degrees out there with the humidity that we're going to be experiencing today. So definitely be prepared for this hot weather that we're going to be getting, and make sure you check on folks. But the Red Cross is giving out some safety tips to folks during this heat wave, and it's not just for the temperatures, but first off, they're saying that millions of people across the eastern 2/3 of the country are going to be dealing with these dangerous temperatures, and that includes here in Connecticut, where high temperatures and the humidity from today are going to make it feel even hotter than usual. Now, the Red Cross says extreme heat is the leading cause of weather-related deaths in the United States, which is why they're encouraging people to stay hydrated, take breaks in air conditioning, and check in on elderly neighbors, friends, and family members who may be vulnerable. Now, with Thousands of people expected to visit Connecticut's beaches, lakes, and pools to try and stay cool this holiday. The Red Cross is also stressing water safety. The organization says drowning can happen in as little as 20 to 60 seconds. So they're also asking folks to make sure they have a designated water watcher whose only job is to keep a constant eye on children and other people in the water. Now, the city of Hartford has put out some tips for this hot weather. They have said for folks that if you have any outdoor activity today, drink 2 to 4 cups of water every hour just to make sure that you're staying hydrated, as well as take those breaks inside like we mentioned earlier. But they're also opening up some cooling centers across Hartford, as Bridget mentioned earlier on here. We're going to have a full link to all of those cooling centers and a list where you can look at that on our website at fox61.com if you need one. And just make sure you stay cool out there no matter what you're doing, even if it's just for a few moments. This heat that we're going to be experiencing is just going to be absolutely brutal, so definitely stay safe out there. Live in Hartford, Glenn Kittle, Fox 61.
All right, thanks, Glenn. We'll check in with you later on this morning. Do your best to stay cool and safe out there. Air conditioners will be hard at work over the next several days as the temps heat up. And Fox 61's Kay Pattyfoot spoke to folks in Manchester about other ways they're managing to stay cool.
The manager at Ace Hardware store in Manchester tells me people have been coming in non-stop for fans, ACs, and even kiddie pools. It seems like everyone is making sure their home is prepared for the heat this week, and you can't blame them.
Folks are coming in even looking to take care of the insulation in their doors and windows, because just as important as keeping the cold out in the winter is keeping the heat out in the summer.
Ron Zaffer is the store manager at Ace Hardware in Manchester. He says as quickly as the ACs are going, they are coming.
We will be getting more ACs in. The warehouse is going to be fulfilling a lot of ACs this week, so come on down and see us. Give us a call.
Customers tell me to stay cool, they are running multiple ACs and fans throughout their house.
Unfortunately, the missus does run the fans all night, all the time, yeah. Got a ceiling fans, a box fans going too. Like, she loves fans. Me, I might have a hoodie on the house because it's so cold.
We have those portable air conditioners that, are on wheels, and we have several of those. So they're running, and if obviously when we go out, the air conditioner in the vehicle is cranked up.
And with many things running, that could impact your electric bill next month. Are you worried about what your bill may look like for next month?
Absolutely, it's going to be sky high. Sky high. I'm definitely scared about that one.
You have to do what you have to do to stay cool, so it doesn't, affect you.
Shannon Smolin says there are other cost-saving things you can use to stay cool.
We have carried a couple different items, especially from Ego, that we have that are battery operated rather than using straight electricity. And then we thankfully have little kiddie pools, especially for those dogs and those kids during those hot days too.
A tip you may or may not know to keep your home cool is to close the blinds when you leave. Also, if you are in need of a cooling shelter, we will have a full list on fox61.com. In Manchester, Kay Pattyfoot, Fox 61.
And as more fans and air conditioners run longer than normal, it means more electricity is being used. Eversource recommends keeping thermostats as high as comfort allows, typically recommended to be 78 degrees. The utility says every degree raise saves 1% to 3% on cooling costs. People are also reminded to keep vents and heat pumps clear, close blinds, and run major appliances during cooler morning hours.
Meantime, drivers are reminded to make sure their vehicle is prepared for the extreme heat. You want to make sure you fill up your gas tank and try to keep it about 3/4 full. Test your car battery and check your fluid levels. Next, check your tire pressure to reduce the chances of a blowout. For every 10-degree temperature change, your tires lose or gain air. And don't forget to pack an emergency travel kit with extra water, healthy snacks, a cell phone charger, and a first aid kit. And you want to be sure to check out the Fox 61 app during this hot stretch for the very latest on conditions and weather impact alerts. Just bring your phone right up to the TV screen here to scan that QR code. And don't forget, you can also stream our newscasts no matter where you are.
6:09 now. 72 million Americans are expected to travel 50 miles or more from home this holiday weekend, according to AAA. 61 million of those people are expected to travel by car. They're hitting the roads. One parent says he doesn't have to go far and hope other drivers will take it slow.
Leave early, be safe. You're going to get there no matter what, right? So don't need to be rushing and don't need to be reckless.
Yeah, no need to be reckless. If you are planning to drink alcohol or consume marijuana, remember to never get behind the wheel. Designate a driver to get to and from your destination safely. The West Hartford community came together in support of a longtime Connecticut businessman taken by immigration enforcement, Seyo Sekinjanin. He was arrested by ICE agents in a Dunkin' parking lot on Park Road back on June 20th. The arrest happened just blocks from Portobello Restaurant. That's one of the businesses he owns. People called for his release while reflecting on the situation.
It makes you weep. It does, but I think we have to go forward and hold close to us what is dear and the advantages that I've had growing up in this country to make sure that everyone gets those same advantages, yeah. So just to be mindful, really, to be mindful about what's going on.
And we reach out to immigration enforcement for more information on why this man who has lived in the country for close to 30 years, why he was arrested. We're still waiting to hear back. State officials say Sekinjanin has a pending application for lawful permanent residency in the United States.
Developing in Waterbury this morning, 4 people are out of a home this morning after a fire at a condo complex. It happened on Hitchcock Road, where at least 2 condos were damaged. Thankfully, no one was hurt. We are still waiting to learn exactly what sparked the fire. That part of the investigation is ongoing. All right, to 6:11 and still to come in your Money Matters this morning, why a starter home is no longer within reach for many young Americans, and the income you now need to buy one.
Also ahead, 3 major egg producers agree to a multi-million-dollar settlement, and millions of eggs will be donated after allegations of price fixing. What we're learning about that, details straight ahead.